Hello, I am one of the knights from night.py, and today we'll be looking at an easy problem. It involves linked lists. So if you don't know about linked lists, check our other videos explain this. Anyway, in this problem, you're given a head of a doubly linked list, and you're supposed to reverse it. Now, reversing a doubly linked list is way easier than reversing a singly linked list. Let me tell you why. Let's see what is a doubly linked list. Let's take 3-4 elements. Yeah, so these are 5 elements in a doubly linked list. 1 is the head of the linked list, 1 is the head, and 5 is the tail. So 1 points to 2, 2 points to both 1 and 3. So if you're in 2, you can reach 1 or 3. If you're in 3, you can reach 2 or 4. So a linked list consists of 3 nodes. One node stores the value, another node stores the address of the next node, and another node stores the address of the last node. So obviously reversing it is easier. And yeah, so for this problem, the only argument you're given is the head of the linked list. So you're only given this pointer, and you need to reverse the whole linked list. How will you write a function to do it? And let me show you how it's done. So define reverse head. So head is the argument. I'm writing this in Python because the function to reverse it in Python is so simple and looks elegant. If not head, I'll be using recursion to solve this. If not head, return head. Then head dot next. Next is the next node, comma head dot previous. Previous is the previous pointer to the previous node, equal to head dot previous head dot next. Okay. If not, why am I using a bracket? If not head dot previous return head. Then this is the recursion statement, return reverse of head dot previous. Yeah. So yeah, you can do this in using loops, for loop or while loop, but I would suggest you do it in using recursion because recursive functions are always more efficient than looping functions, and the interviewer will be impressed. I got my first job offer because I used the recursive function to reverse a singly linked list. Yeah. Okay, and let's get to it. Okay, these are the initial conditions. If not head, then return the value. If it's not true, then if this condition is not true, then return the head value. And here you just do a swap. So head of next will be head of previous. Head of previous will be head of next. So the equivalent of this is writing head dot next equals head dot previous and head dot previous equals head dot next. You're basically swapping those head dot next and head dot previous, and you can do those in a single line. That's one of the advantages of doing it in Python. And if head dot previous doesn't exist, then return head. Then return reverse of head dot previous. So it just keeps on going. first it returns 5 to the linked list. So first it will return 5. So head dot previous does not exist for 5. No, 5 it exists, sorry. So head dot next, head dot previous. So it will be like this, 4, and then reverse of head dot previous, 3, and head dot next, comma head dot previous, L2, and finally head dot next, head dot previous will be 1, and 5 will be the head. Yeah. So yeah, this solution only works for doubly linked list. You have to write a longer code for singly linked list. You have to individually store an external pointer to store the previous node address. So anyway, I would actually suggest you, again I'm emphasizing on this, I would suggest you to use a recursive solution rather than a looping solution, because yeah, that will most certainly impress the interviewer.